Wow, it's dark today. Why do I look so dark? I got the light on. Hey guys, I see you coming in. Say hello. Good morning. It's not morning, is it? I want to make sure I got the right mic on. Ooh. All right, y'all. Hello, hello. Good to see you here. I'm so glad you are here with me today. Welcome to the Fit Pro Show. This is the show that I, Kelly Coulter, have put together for you, the fitness professional, to help us connect to information, resources, and to each other, especially now during this time of transition when we are all learning to be online fitness professionals. Maybe not all of us, but a lot of us. How many of you saw that article that I posted yesterday? That was kind of jarring, wasn't it? It is morning somewhere, Heather. Thank you. That was a little jarring, that Fast Company article. And it basically said, hey, guess what? Gyms are going to be to us what video game arcades were a few years ago. That back in the 80s and the 70s, whenever video games started coming out, that everybody went to the mall to play in this big arcade, and then at-home gaming came out in the 80s, and now everybody plays their games on their phone at home, and that gyms are going to be the same way. And I think it's really interesting. I know that I have been saying this for a while, and you guys have heard me say it. I believe that 2021 is the year that the individual instructor and personal trainer strikes out and finds a way to create an income and a following online. And y'all, it's truer than ever. And I think it's what has to happen, because I don't know that a lot of us are going to have a gym to go back to. And we will either be thrown into one of those marketplaces, or we will figure out how to make it happen on our own. True, gonna see. So Heather says that is true. I'm gonna see what my client, yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Okay, so today, y'all, I wanted to come on and I want to talk about how to create a fitness product that your customer cannot live without. What you're going to see throughout 2021 is that I'm going to be talking to more online fitness entrepreneurs who are actually making it happen. So I am actively recruiting six-figure and beyond online fitness instructors, and I want to talk to you. If you know that person, if you are that person, I want to talk to you and bring you on the show. I want to allow you to share your knowledge. I believe that a rising tide raises all boats, and that the more knowledge and information we can get out there about online fitness and about working out from home, that the better off we will all be. So I don't believe that it's a situation where if one person shares their knowledge that they're cutting into their market and they're not going to get as much business. I do believe, especially with what we're doing in this day and age, that a rising tide lifts all boats. So that's what you will see me doing more and more in 2021. And today is going to be one of those tidbits of information. I want to talk about how do you identify what your customers need, and how do you then turn around and address those needs in a way that causes them to become paying clients. So let's see. I have got, oh gosh, I'm going to have to read that later. Yeah, I'm going to have to read that later. I'm sorry that I can't read that comment right now. It's really long. So today, let's talk about how to create a product that your customer cannot live without. Who is this message for? This message is for fitness professionals, instructors, personal trainers, maybe even gym managers or ex-gym managers who are building a business online. So regardless of how you're doing that, whether you are doing a free Facebook group and trying to kind of build an audience so that you can make an offer to them, or whether you're doing Instagram and kind of putting little tidbits of information or different things out there, however you're doing your audience building, we're not necessarily going to address your audience building strategy today. We're going to address, how do you get in their minds and start to think like they do? How do you figure out what they need so that you can create a product that addresses those needs, specifically in 2021, in January 2021, because we are dealing with New Year's resolutioners right now. And it's easy for us as fitness professionals to say, okay, they've got a New Year's resolution, they want to lose weight. But more and more, as we really dig into the minds of our clients and our participants, we are starting to see that that's not the primary motivation. Not only is it not the primary motivation for certain age groups, but it's not the primary motivation in general. I think we have had a long history as fitness professionals of assuming that it was the primary motivation, but it's just not. We hear from our participants and our clients over and over again. They're looking for a more comfortable body. They're looking for health. They're looking for longevity. They're looking for strength. As our population ages, as we have more older people that are coming to us to work out, you see motivations like, preventing falls, being able to get up and down off the ground, standing up straight. See a lot of people that have been in the workforce at a computer their whole lives and are stuck kind of like this. So all of those things can be problems that we can address. We don't have to pigeonhole ourselves as just a person who can help you lose weight, help you get healthy. And the more that you can use that specific language around those specific problems that your clients are having, then the more you can really market to them in a way that resonates, that they can hear you and that they attach onto your message and really come in and identify with you and respond, right? So this is for online fitness professionals who are building a business. This is if you are thinking about building a business. You might be hoping to stay in the game and stay relevant, even though your gym has closed, but you don't know how. You don't know if you can build an audience and you don't know what you have to say. This is how you're going to figure out what you have to say and how you're going to say it. Or if you are trying to envision what you might offer. So maybe you do have a bit of a following, but you don't necessarily have a product, or you don't know if your product is right. We are going to get that straight today. All right. So why do you want to dig in and find out what your audience is thinking before you start to try to make an offer to them? So if you've ever done the boot camp with me, the Sell Out Your Online Workout boot camp. Oh gosh, I've got the wrong brand at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to change it. If you've ever done the Sell Out Your Online Workout boot camp with me, which is happening this week, and it's not too late to register. Today will be the last day to register. So if you want to do that, you go to fitprosconnect.com/bootcamp. But if you've ever done that, you've seen me do kind of this little diagram. I call it my hot to cold marketing circles, and we're not going to go through those today. But what I like to talk about how you're going to grow this ecosystem of people who are exposed to you, who are starting to know, like, and trust you. And the people kind of on the outside of that ecosystem, they maybe don't know you yet. They don't know, like, and trust you. They're not ready for you to make a sale to them, but you bring everybody in and you kind of squeeze them and bring them closer and closer, the together hug. And then as you bring them in, they get warmer and they become closer to a sale. The thing that I see a lot, most, all, every small business that I work with do is I see them start to try to build their audience before they ever have a product or before they start offering a sale of that product. So they'll actually do this so completely backwards. They'll develop this product, right? So they have this idea. And I think this is the way a lot of people look at business and try to approach it. They'll have an idea like, ding, 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 I'm going to create a new ice cream product, right? And so I have this idea and I go to create a product that's like, it's like healthy ice cream and it's going to save your life and make you never have food cravings again, and you're going to lose 30 pounds and you're going to be super strong and all the things. So I developed this healthy ice cream product and I spend years of my life doing it. And I have it taste tested and I do all the things and it's beautiful. It's wonderful, right? It's perfect. And I go to put it out there to the market and I say, now I have to run Facebook ads and develop this huge ecosystem of people. And so they go and they try to develop this huge ecosystem of people. And what they start to find is that the people who identify with them online, the people who identify with the message around this healthy ice cream, the people who want like to be stronger and not be diabetic and do all the things that the healthy ice cream does, these people are like Eskimos or they, I don't know, have sensitive teeth. You start to discover that they don't like ice cream. They don't need ice cream. And so that's a real problem because here you've spent years of your life developing this product that addresses some needs. And then you go and you start building an ecosystem around these needs and you realize that the product is completely wrong. That is what I do not want you to do. And so that is why we talk about this now. So I want you to get to know your audience first and start to identify with their pain points. Now, the other thing that will do is it helps you with product creation. It also reduces the amount of time that you're going to spend up front developing a product before you can make a sale. It also helps you to create a product that's going to resonate with them. It helps you learn the language that they use around the products that they have, or around the problems that they have, so that you can talk to them in a way that feels very authentic and genuine to them. In other words, you start talking about the problem that your client has, and they go, oh my gosh, has she been reading my text messages? How does he or she know so much about what I need and what I want? Because you're using the same language that they've been using because you've been talking to them and getting to know them. So you guys, what questions do I have so far? We've talked about who needs to learn about their clients' problems and why you would want to learn about the client's problems before you start creating a product. And now I'm going to talk about some specific methods of creating conversations and learning what your customers or potential customers could need. Any questions about that so far? You're going to see me sipping a little water today because my tummy feels a little icky. Okay, so I've got two major methods. You guys, none of this is rocket science. It's easy, it's simple, it's uncomfortable. And that's why it happens less often than it should, because I'm going to tell you to do some things that you don't love to do. And that is, you've got to get in conversation with people. So you've got to go to customers and potential customers and have the conversations. And that's the hard part. That's the hard part, getting in front of people, identifying who you want to talk to, identifying what questions you're going to ask them. That's the hard part. So I've got a few suggestions. I've got a few methods that you're going to use to get into conversation with your potential clients. The first is to go to past customers. If you're taking notes, this would be kind of conversations number one. Go to past customers. So if you have been teaching in the gym in the past, or if you have worked in a corporate wellness facility, go to the people who have worked most successfully with you. And if you've been in the boot camp, I've had you do it before. You're going to do an asset audit. You're going to go back and say, who have been my favorite participants? Who has gotten the biggest successes from working with me? And you're going to just make a list of those people and then go to them and be in conversation with them. At this point, you may or may not have anything to offer them in terms of a product if they do have a problem right now, but you just want to get really curious and find out what problems do they have in relation to their fitness or their wellness that you could help solve. And so you start to compile that information. Maybe you're taking notes, maybe you're keeping a spreadsheet, and maybe it's got columns in it. You're just going to start to assess those needs. So that's step number one. Past participants, past customers are going to be a wealth of information for you. They already know, like, and trust you. They're already comfortable with you. They can give you that information really easily. And they don't care whether or not you have something to offer them right now. So past customers, if you are growing a social media following, so if you're on Insta a lot, if you have a free Facebook group that you're communicating with, if you are on Twitter, if you're doing TikToks, anything that you're doing to promote yourself as a health, fitness, wellness expert, you can go back and look through your posts and see who engages with you. And you can start a conversation with them as well. So now we are in conversation with some past participants, and we're in conversation with some current engagers with us on social media. And again, you may or may not have anything to offer them right now, but you're just getting curious and finding out information. If you do have a January offer because you went through the January preparation courses with me, then great. If it feels appropriate and they feel like they could benefit from it, you can offer it to them at some point in that conversation. But the main purpose right now is just to get curious and find out what the problems are and how you can help to solve them. So past customers, engagers on social media. Let me show you guys something that you may or may not be aware of. When you are in Facebook, you can get a little bit of information about who engages with you. So I'm going to go to the Fit Pros group. Here it is. Yeah, this is the Fit Pros group. Okay, so when we go down here on the side on the left, down here under Insights, so this tells you how the group has grown over the past period of time. So it looks like in the last month, the highest number we've had is 8,173 members in this group. And then kind of the lowest number was 8,150. So that shows you the growth. And then this shows you your active members on any given day. That's really interesting information. 88 on Christmas. Then if you go down to engagement, this is the really cool piece that you can really take action on specific to what we're talking about today. And I know that most of you don't have numbers like this, that the numbers are probably a little smaller. That's okay. You can still get this information if you've got a Facebook group. So here, if you look at, sorry, I didn't plan on pulling this up, and so now I'm like a little lost, but we got this. Membership is where we need to go. Yeah, okay, so sorry if your name is flashing up here and you don't want it to be. I apologize. But this shows the most active members in your group. And so those are great ones to go to and talk to and just find out what their problems and what you might be able to help them with. Okay, so I'm going to show you Insta as well. Let's go here. And then let's go to, and again, I didn't plan to show this to you guys, so I might fumble around for a second because I forget where it is. This is not it. You might have to go to your individual posts. So if I go here, I can see who has engaged with this. Okay, you guys, I'm making an idiot out of myself. I'll have to do a special video for you guys to show you Insta Insights because I'm not remembering off the top of my head where they are. Okay, so let's move on. The third thing you can do, so what we've done right now is we've gone through past participants and engagers. So these are people who have engaged with you in the past. Either they've been a paying client or they've been a participant at the gym, or they are somebody who is engaging with you on social media. So that is one way to find who your target market is, who's responding to you, and then what can you solve for them. Also, if you are envisioning a specific target market. So for instance, I have one accelerator that I know he has done research and said, okay, I know what audience I want because I want to serve them with XYZ. So he's kind of reverse engineering that whole thing. Instead of saying, I'm going to serve them with what they're asking for, he's saying, here's what I want to deliver. Now, who's the best audience for that? So he's reverse engineered that. So in that case, you're going to want to find where your target market hangs out. And you can do that by going into Facebook and searching keywords around what you think where you think your target market is hanging out, or specific words around your target market. And then you can start to join groups that they are in and watch that conversation. The admin may even at some point, if you develop a relationship, you may even be able to make some posts or ask some questions. I'm not a huge fan of the whole cold direct messaging strategy. You see a lot of people come in, join groups that are full of their target market. You guys have seen it in Fit Pros Connect, where maybe fitness instructors is somebody's target market. So they join the group and then they come in and they start direct messaging everybody. I'm not a fan of that strategy. I know you guys aren't either. It makes you feel super uncomfortable when somebody does that to you, when they start direct messaging you and asking you about your business and about your health or whatever. It makes all of us feel really uncomfortable. It just feels icky and slimy. So you're never going to hear me suggest that you go out and cold direct message people. I'm a way bigger fan of joining groups that might be full of people in your target market and then developing a relationship with the admin and asking if you might be able to put some information in, write an article for that group, poll the group on some specific topic. Admins are always looking for content. And if you're not going to be super sleazy and out there and just like, hey, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. If you're willing to contribute value, they are going to be willing to allow you to come in and contribute some content or maybe even poll their group. Which brings me around to the next strategy. So the next thing that I have for you, we talked about having conversations with past participants, engagers, and people in your target market. And so now I want to talk about ways to engage a group that you've got or a group that you've got access to so that you can get these kinds of answers. One of the most engaging things you can do on social media is create a poll. And if you don't believe me, I want to show you something that just happened today in Fit Pros Connect. So today was the first day that I ever taught on Zoom. I've always taught my classes on Facebook Live, which is a very different experience. If I'm used to Facebook Live, I've been doing it for 6 months. And then all of a sudden now I'm going on Zoom and I'm going, oh my gosh, there are all these questions that I have that I never thought about. You know, do I let them talk to me during class? How big are they going to be on my screen? Is that piece of screen going to show on Facebook? Because I was broadcasting into Facebook. So I started polling the group. Am I supposed to mute my participants? So today, I don't know, 6 a.m., I put up this poll. Let me find it. Here we go. I put up this poll today at like 6 a.m. You guys, what is that? 60, 70 votes there. I got 60 or 70 votes. 635 of you saw this post and then 11 comments. So this is huge. And you guys, this is another thing we should talk about, but that's huge reach for a post, even in a group with 8,000 people in it. That is a lot of reach. And that proves how engaging posts are, polls are when you do them correctly. So we'll talk about that. I'll bust back in and talk about that, but that's another way to see some of the information about your engagement. So polls. What I want you to do is create polls that present little bite-sized questions, and then I want you to give a few simple answers. And most of the time what I do is I give a few simple answers, and then I also leave it open-ended so that they can add more answers. So in the poll I was just showing you, it was, when you teach on Zoom, do you mute your participants? And I put in yes, but they can unmute themselves. And then I put in just straight yes, they are muted the whole time. And then I put in no. And then somebody else put in, I always forget, but some mute themselves. And I loved that somebody else put in that extra answer. I've seen it happen a lot where I'll do a poll and then somebody else will put in an extra answer and it's a really good answer. And then a lot of people will vote for that one. That one got 3 votes right there. So I love that. What drives the reach on a post or poll? Great question, Heather. Let me finish this thought about polls and how to create one that gets good engagement, and then I'll answer that question. So don't let me forget. So when you create a poll, you want it to be a bite-sized question, and then you want to put in a few answers, like seed the answering, and then you want to allow them, for the most part, you want to allow them to add their own answers in. You don't have to, but sometimes you'll get some great extra additions there. All right, so bite-sized questions like I don't know. Okay, so let's go back to the ice cream idea. If I were creating a healthy ice cream that contains like superfoods and it's supposed to like cure your diabetes and make you stronger, I'm not gonna poll on something like, do you want ice cream with superfoods that makes you stronger? That is too big of a question. You've got to break it down into little bite-sized nuggets. So it's more like, what's your favorite superfood? What are you doing to get stronger? It's got to be very specific and it's got to be relevant to them. So make it about your customer, make it about your audience, make it relevant to them, and make it bite-sized. And then you seed in a few answers, and then in that way, they start to just answer because it's easy. It's easy to just click yes, no, maybe, right? That's what you want. That's what's engaging about a poll. They can just click. They don't have to comment, but they can. This one got 11 comments already, so that was pretty cool. So then to go back and answer Heather's question, what drives the reach on a post or poll? That's an art and a science all to itself. And we can talk more about that in the Fit Pro show over the next few months. But in general, Facebook is looking for clues that you are writing content that people want to see. So if you put something out there and right away people start clicking it, liking it, commenting on it, sharing it, Facebook is going to go crazy showing that to more people, right? That's one of the reasons that I always ask you guys to come in and say hello and let me know that you're here. I love seeing who is here. It also tells Facebook that you guys are really interested in what I'm about to talk about. And then they will show this live to more of the Fit Pros Connect members. And that is why you do that. You want people engaging right away. That's why my business coach will always say, throw me the hearts and fire, throw me the hearts and fire, because she wants Facebook seeing the hearts and fire coming up, floating through the screen, because it helps it helps the algorithm to understand that you're doing something valuable that people want. So if you put something out there and it's not getting any likes, nobody's commenting on it, that kind of thing, you can actually go in as your own business page or as something else and like it, and that will actually help. But also be looking at the things that you're putting out there and see what gets engagement and what gets engagement right away, and do more of that. Start moving toward what your customers are showing you that they want. And in that way, your engagement is going to go up naturally. Your reach is going to go up naturally. Facebook will show your posts and your polls to more people because they see that you are doing something that your audience is deeming as valuable with their likes. Let me know if that makes sense, you guys. I only mute if I'm recording. If not, I tell them to do what they're comfortable with. I love it. Purpose. Yeah, that being on Zoom was so much fun. Speaking of connection today, it was so much fun. It was so great to see my participants. I haven't seen, I only had one that I hadn't seen in a while, but it was really great to see her, and it was great to be able to correct on form and look at everybody. And yeah, I loved it. And I agree, it is about connection, not perfection. That is our only differentiator over Beachbody and Peloton and all the other mega workout, home workout products, is that we can connect personally and in a deeper, more meaningful way with our customers. Okay, so polls. Engage with customers, get answers. Want you to come away from polling your group with a deeper understanding of them. But whatever question that you have, I want you to break it into like 5 mini questions, because these need to be really bite-sized, tiny things that you're asking that people don't have to think about. They just get to click the answer. That's the key with a poll. And so I've written 2 little tips here. And one is keep it a no-brainer, right? And 2 is give bite-sized questions. And so you just want to make sure that you are keeping it really simple and easy to answer. And you'll learn that more over time as you do polls and as you watch what gets engagement and what gets more engagement, what gets less engagement. Heather, I do want to go back to your question and say one other thing. Text-based posts do not get as much engagement, of course. People like pictures. So pictures get more engagement, and they will naturally get more reach because they get more engagement. Video is king these days. I say that because on social media, on the web, on the internet in general, in online marketing, your content is king. What you have to say, your message is king. Connection is queen. And there's no better way to make connection than through live video. You guys have heard me say it before. Live video is magic for creating connection with your potential customers. That's why we love it for our fitness classes. That's why we love it for making connections with people who might become members of our fitness classes. So video is king, and that's why I tell my accelerators to have a weekly live show every single week. Okay, you guys, so that's what I've got for you today. What questions can I answer for you? Did I already read that one? Yeah, I got that one. Okay. All right, you guys. So I am going to hop off. Don't forget the boot camp is going on. If you are interested in taking the Sell Out Your Online Workout Boot Camp, which is the best way for fitness instructors and personal trainers to take their workouts online and start making income and impact this week. We do it this week, right? So if you're interested in that, it's fitprosconnect.com/bootcamp. It's not too late to join. We do our second live lesson today at 3:00. So if you join today, you'll have one lesson to catch up with, but you can do it. You can do it. And today's lesson is not as labor intense as yesterday's was. So you can completely catch up if that's something you're interested in doing. And I'd love to have you. It's a really super engaged, super smart group. I'm really excited about it. So fitprosconnect.com/bootcamp. And next week, we will have Alexis Perkins on the show. And Alexis Perkins owns Chair One Fitness. So we are going to talk about how chair workouts are killing the game in online fitness. I have seen over and over again where my chair instructors are doing really well when it comes to bringing in members and having paid workouts online, chair workouts. And to me, as just a traditional instructor, I've never taught a chair class. I think it's fascinating. And Alexis has built her company around chair workouts. So I'm really excited to hear from her and have you guys hear from her. And then the week after that, I'll be back and I'll give you guys another little lesson on online marketing for fitness instructors. All right. So I will talk to you guys soon.